Today I'm going to be ranking every single weapon in Typical Colors 2. If you didn't know, Typical Colors 2 is like Team Fortress 2, but Roblox, with a lot of custom weapons. So I'm going to be ranking all of them. Some of them are the same as others, some of them have a little bit of changes, some of them are completely different weapons, and we're just going to jump into it. Okay, the broken sword. The sword is kinda... hold on. This is an interesting thought I had where if I were to put it in, let's say, I would put it in, B tier, a lot of weapons are going to be in B tier. This is literally just the stock. This. Yeah, so this is B tier. It was an example and a real thing. Now the battle axe is kind of different. I'm gonna put the battle axe up to A tier. I think it deserves A tier because it just has a 15% damage bonus. And that's pretty good, especially with crits. Oh, 200 damage crits. Amazing, bro. Remember, this is all weapons and not, all utilities. It's weapons. So the sub-shotgun is going... It's going C. It's going C. Right? It's okay. You can use it. It's not horrible. It's just meh. Shock and awe. This, I'm gonna put here, but above the sub-shotgun. Which is because it can do 90 damage, and you would most likely pair it with the crit, the shield that gives you crits. Alright, next up we're doing fists, and the fists, this is a controversial pick, but I'm putting it in D tier. It's not that good. I'm gonna be completely honest. Unless you're like with a pocket medic, it's not good. But we're gonna do the Black Death. The Black Death is, let me see. Alright, and S tier. Straight up. If you manage to get a single enemy that's like stupid, right? And has no awareness at all whatsoever, it doesn't matter if you're like bad at this game. You can go on like 30 kill streaks. It's crazy. Alright. Babyface's Blaster, I'm gonna put in B tier. It's good. It's pretty decent. It's the same thing with the Eyelander, basically. The one that I did last time. It's basically like that, where it's like a snowball weapon. Where when you hit people, you get boost and you move faster and it bullies other people, but if they hit you, you slow down and go back to normal. So I would put it in mid. The Elegant Blade. This is a very interesting weapon that I'm gonna put, right? I'm gonna put it in A tier. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it in B tier. Alright? I'm gonna put it in B tier. Next up, we have the Golf Club, and the Golf Club is above the Broken Sword, but it's still in B tier. Yep, right there. Still in B tier. Minigun, I'm gonna have to go in A tier, above the Battle Axe, because it's really, really good. Yeah. Oh yeah, also we're not doing reskins, so the next one up is the Shortstop. I'm gonna put the Shortstop at a B tier. B tier. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But it's just not... Biker's Blitz. Now this is a S tier. It's an S tier, and I'll tell you why. Spies, as long as the heavy is stupid, they just will get backstabbed. But if you're not stupid, this thing has no downsides. Yeah, you rev up slightly slower, but you're not walking into a fight unrevved. You're revving where the fight is happening, right behind where the fight is happening. So you're just going to be over-prepared and have a damage bonus and a fire rate bonus. Yeah, it's broken, man. Now the Tomislav is... I'm going to put it in A tier, above the Battle Axe. I don't know why, but I feel like I get way more damage and I get way more kills done with the minigun. I feel like it's a lot better. But that's just my opinion. Now the Maxine, this is a weird pick. I'm going to put it in B tier, but at the top of B tier. Oops. Yeah, I'm going to put it at the top of B tier because it's pretty decent if you really want to go ham and really just be aggressive with revving up your gun. It's really good. Next up, we have the First Responder. Now, the First Responder is very, very weird, because I'm going to put it in A tier, but above the minigun and the Tomislav. Because there's this really cool pairing that you can do with the Robar that makes it so that the downside of shooting makes you lose HP is negated as long as you're shooting at people. So, I'm going to put it above the minigun and the Tomislav for that reason, specifically. The Speed Coil. The Speed Coil is a very useful utility that I'm going to put in A tier in front of the Battle Axe because it can work, but sometimes it just takes too long with the holster speed penalty. So I'm going to put it in A tier. But this is absolutely viable if you love going fast. It makes you move basically as fast as a pyro. So that's pretty good. The boxing gloves. Yet another one of the other snowball weapons. But this one is way more extreme. Not as extreme as the Black Death, but it gives you crits for 5 seconds every time you kill someone with it. But it has a 20% slower firing speed, so I'm going to put it above the Babyface Blaster in B tier. You can use this, and it works really well. Next up, we have the Eviction Notice. Funny. Guys, guess what? I'm in real life right now, and I just got the Eviction Notice, which is pretty cool. I'm going to put the Eviction Notice above the boxing gloves, and for one reason. Versus bosses. I don't have to say anything. It's just versus bosses. Straight up. Gravity Coil. Now, this is a really, really controversial pick, but I'm not putting it in D tier. I'm putting it below everything else in C tier. Like, you can use it to get some pretty nasty spots, but other than that, it's not that good. If they could buff it, I would put it to like a B tier. No higher, though. The Fists of Steel. Now, this is a very varying opinion. It could go from an S to D. It depends on a few things, but for that reason alone, I'm going to put it above boxing gloves. So, it's pretty good. The Warrior Spirit, I'm going to put it oops, wrong thing. We're going to put the Warrior Spirit above the boxing gloves, but not above the Fist of Steel, because of versus bosses. Again, we're not going over the Battle Burrito, because it's not a weapon, technically, but we'll go over those in a different episode. The Specialist, I'm going to put it in A tier. I'm going to put it above the Speed Coil, because you can cap points a lot faster with this thing. It's really, really useful. Frontier Justice, we're gonna put it in B tier above the Fist of Steel. It's good, just don't rush with it until you have crits. The M249. I'm gonna put it at the top of A tier. Alright, I'm gonna put it at the top of A tier. It's really, really good, but it makes you move slow, which is scary. I can't strafe bullets anymore. The Rescue Ranger. You know, I'm gonna put this on a ranking based on its utility and how it actually works out in game. So I'm gonna put it under the Fist of Steel, but it's really good. Still really. Next up, we have the PDQ. The PDQ is one of the best. It is one of the best. It is one of the best engineer melees ever. Same with NTF2, so I'm gonna put it in S, which I know is weird, but that's where I'm gonna put it. The Einsteinium, right? This is a weapon. This is supposed to be the Thompson, but it is 10 times better than what the Thompson will ever be. It's hit scan and lights people on fire. It's pretty good. It's okay. I'm gonna put it below Babyface's blaster. Yeah. The Widowmaker is straight up. It's crazy in this mode. So, oh man. This is really difficult. I'm gonna put it in A tier. But I suck with it, so it might be biased. It could be S tier, but I don't think it's quite ready to be S tier. So I'm gonna put it in like mid A tier. Next we have the Bulletstormer, which is like any class that has a shotgun can use the Bulletstormer, and the Bulletstormer is actually really good. It's technically a snowball weapon, but not really. Think of it like the Force of Nature, or think of it like the double barrel, because it has more pellets and does more damage up close, but less damage at a distance. And it shoots slower, I think, is what the deal is with it. And it also gives you bonus magazine per kill. Up to, I don't remember how much. But it's really good. I'm going to put it at the top of B tier. Just because most of the time, the people who have, the shotguns have way better options. I'm going to end the video right here, because I think it's a good place to stop. I will post more. I don't remember when I will, but I will. Probably very, very, very soon. And I will see you the next time I do this. If I get back on YouTube again. It's been a long time since I've last been on YouTube.